Top 10 questions people ask about real estate. This time we're going to talk about how to negotiate a home's price. What's that all about? Let's find out next. Dave Edwards, Treasure Valley Dave here. And today we're looking at how to negotiate a home's price, one of the top 10 questions people ask about real estate. And you can get your own booklet here by going to our website. Check out that resources tab, www.treasurevalleydave.com. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We cover all these questions, and I don't want you to miss out on any of them. And well, let's just get right into it. How to negotiate a home's price. Well, obviously, first, do your research. See what similar homes are going for in the area. You might look online to get a feel for what a home sold for, or what Zillow's saying it is. Don't worry, we'll talk about this in a little bit. But also maybe go check out nearby open houses. That's going to probably give you a better idea. Now, like I said, Zillow, forget about Zillow. Go get your agent, have your agent put together a CMA. That's a competitive market analysis. And that brings in all this important information that Zillow doesn't have. And Zillow doesn't have this because Idaho is a non-disclosure state. So Zillow has no idea exactly what a house sold for. Neither does the tax man. So that's kind of nice. So the next thing in negotiating a home's price, maybe you're going to make a low initial offer. So depending upon the market conditions and how much you really do want the property, you can make a lower than asking price offer. If the house is overpriced to start with, your lower price might just give the seller some sense of reality. And if it's been on the market for a while, maybe he would go ahead and accept your price. If the house is priced right to start with, then a slightly lower offer might get accepted, or it might encourage the seller to send a counter offer back to you. And then you guys can maybe meet somewhere in the middle. If the house is priced under market value to start with, and that is another great pricing strategy or agent can tell you about, assuming that there are no major unseen conditions, then when it hits the market, especially if it's only been on the market a day or two, then your low initial offer is ill-advised, waste of time, something like that. You would be expecting multiple offers, and you'd expect that the seller's going to wait at least, a number of days to fully test the market. So if it's just come on the market this morning, don't come in there with a lowball price and thinking that you're going to get it. Also, be willing to compromise. And what I mean by this is, how much do you really want this specific home? What is it that you can put up with? And then what's your line in the sand? Can you pay the asking price and be okay with that? If there's multiple offers that come in and the price gets bid up, are you okay paying more than the asking price? Are there some contingencies that you could waive and still be okay? There during the Haiti days in our market, we saw contingencies for repairs and inspections just getting waived all over the place. This buyer would come in knowing that they're probably going to have to pay $1,000 worth of repairs anyway. And if they didn't have to pay that, they were happy. So that was where they could compromise. And that really helped get the house that they really, 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 really wanted. So negotiate terms and contingencies. So maybe the seller needs a week or so after closing to get moved out. And maybe you're not planning on being there for a couple of weeks after, because that's when you can get the mover scheduled or whatever. So this is something that means a whole lot to the sellers, but it doesn't mean anything to you. But it does mean something to the sellers, and there's a dollar value that the seller kind of equates that to. So maybe you could come in with so much less, and that doesn't mean anything to you, but it does mean stuff to the seller. Hopefully I didn't get redundant there. But maybe your inspection turned up something unseen but expensive, like maybe there's a need for a new roof. Could you negotiate that with the seller to maybe have the seller pay half or pay for all of it and negotiate somewhere in between possibly? We've done that with great results. Maybe you have a contingency to get your current home sold. This is an unattractive thing for the seller because it's starting to build up those dominoes. And if your domino over there doesn't fall, then this house here isn't going to close. So it puts a lot more risk on the seller. Use a real estate agent. So there are so many variables that can happen in the negotiations and in the transactional process as well. And your real estate agent can be there to help negotiate all those things and pull up different ideas that you hadn't thought of to actually get what you want. And he's also going to protect, or she is going to protect your position. And what I mean by that is that you do have some contingencies that can get you back out of the deal and get all your earnest money back. And so before, you just willy-nilly waive some of those contingencies, your agent's going to talk with you about how important those are and whether that's something you really, really want to do. And when it does come to using a real estate agent, typically the seller ultimately pays for the buyer's agent. So wouldn't you want an agent on your side for negotiations and everything else, especially when it doesn't cost you a thing? I think so. So that's what we talk about in this pamphlet right here. Please go ahead and download your own copy of that. It's some great stuff. Share it with people that need to see that. So let's put together our strategy and start negotiating your best deal. Well, this is Treasure Valley Dave, and as always, looking forward to helping you get home.